Hey! This video is basically just going to be me going off on a big rant about all the little things that annoy me or drive me up the wall in everyday life. Because I believe in freedom of expression, I am warning you now that I probably will be swearing throughout this video because otherwise I can't really get my point across the way I want to. So yeah, if that offends you or if you don't like swear words, then please just switch off now and don't watch the video. However, if you don't mind the occasional swear word, then we are good to fucking go. So recently I've had quite a lot of life experiences where people or things or situations have just been pissing me off. So I thought putting it into a video might be a good way to kind of reflect on the whole situation, maybe a bit like therapy, I don't know. So let's just get straight into it. So when I started my new job, I didn't have a car at that point, so I used to have to walk to the train station, get the train into town, and then get a taxi from the train station to my office. Where I work is a really well-known company in the city, like everyone knows where it is and what it is. So on my first day, I went to the train station, got the train, and then got a taxi from the train station, and once I got in the taxi, this is kind of how it went. Hello, how are you today? Fine, thank you, love. Where would you like to go? Oh, I'd like to go to... Okay, no worries, no worries. What way is that? Excuse me? Yeah, what direction is that in? Sorry, is that not your entire fucking job? To know where you're going? You're a taxi driver? Obviously I didn't say that to him, but that's what I was thinking at the time. That kind of brings me on nicely to my next point, which is taxi drivers who can't actually drive. And I mean like just pulling out without even looking, going at like 80 miles an hour down a 40 mile an hour road, just in general feeling like you're on a fucking roller coaster. I swear to God, every time I get in a taxi, I like fear for my life a little bit. And apparently have to be a fucking sat-nav as well. So this next point is probably the main thing that pisses me off, and it happens to me all the time. And it's when you are walking in the street and the person in front of you just decides to stop without looking behind them. This actually happened to me last week when I was shopping in Oxford Street in London, of all places, like probably one of the busiest roads in the world. Everyone in London tends to walk pretty fast because everyone's trying to get somewhere. So I was walking behind these three girls and all of a sudden they all just stop at the same time. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're all stopping. And everyone behind me has to stop, and it's just a domino effect of people stopping for no reason. Then these girls got out their phone and took a selfie. I'm pretty sure as well I'm in the back of that selfie looking absolutely livid, like move out of the way. It wouldn't be as bad, it's still annoying obviously, but it wouldn't be as bad if the road had enough room for you to go around someone if they stopped. Like it is still annoying that they do it, but at least you've got a way around. But if it's literally chock-a-block and you can't move and someone stops in front of you, that really annoys me. That's another thing that pisses me off as well actually. People who are in a group of like 4 or more and they walk next to each other down the pavement. Like I swear there's like an unwritten rule somewhere that if you're in a group of 4, 2 of you walk in front and 2 of you walk behind so that you don't get in anyone else's way. When I'm walking down a pavement and there's a group of 8 people in a row coming towards me, what am I meant to do? Like, do I go to the left? Do I go to the right? Are they going to break up to let me through? Like, you don't know. Another thing that pisses me off is, say you have, I don't know, branched out with your fashion a little bit and you're like trying a few new trends, like putting a few pieces together that you wouldn't normally, and then you meet up with your friend or something and they're just like, oh my God, what are you wearing? Like, excuse me? What are you wearing? Like, that looks really weird. Oh, cheers mate, so nice of you. First thing that's annoying is that they are taking the piss out of you for being on trend. Anyway, that's not even the annoying thing. The annoying thing is when they are wearing that same thing 2 months later. Oh, so now that someone in a magazine is wearing it, or someone on TV, or fucking Beyonce, now it's cool, is it? But when I wore it, I look like a twat. I also get really mad when the same people on Facebook post things on their status like, oh, I'm so sad, or I really need someone to talk to, and then someone else will comment on it like, oh, what's up hun, or what's wrong, and they reply saying like, I'll inbox you, or I don't want to talk about it. Bitch! Now I'm annoyed because not that I cared about what you were upset about in the first place because I hardly know you, but now that you have purposely gone out of your way to make sure nobody knows, now I want to know. Now it's a mystery, like what is up with you, or are you just craving attention, which is probably the case. That kind of goes with this next thing actually. is people who post their like entire relationship on Facebook. Like I've got this guy on Facebook and I don't really know him that well. Like we've probably spoken a few times, we've got mutual friends or he went to my school or something, but we don't really know each other that well. That was until he added me on Facebook, and now I know everything about his life and his relationship. I know that he's been with his girlfriend for 4 months. I know that she's got a baby. I know her baby's name. I know what he said to her in his Valentine's card. I know where they went for dinner last Saturday. I know where they're going for dinner next Saturday. And I know what they had for breakfast because he cooked it for her and brought it to her on a tray in bed. Like there's some things that just need to be kept between a couple. So one of the main places that I get annoyed at is in the car. So the first thing that gets to me is when you are driving down the road and you have right of way, or you're driving and there's someone waiting to cross the road and you stop to let them past even though they don't have right of way, or you stop to let them cross the road and then they don't even say thank you. They don't say thank you, they don't mouth it, they don't wave, they don't look at you, they just completely ignore that it happened. Like, oh, well you're fucking welcome, like won't be doing that again. I always say thank you when I'm in the car, even when I'm not sure if they meant it for me or if I'm not sure if they were even like letting me go. I still say thank you just in case, like it's nice. But when you blatantly let someone go past or you let them cross in front of you and they don't say thank you, like that's just rude. That's rude. Another thing that annoys me when I'm driving is, well, I get pretty bad road rage anyway, so if someone like is going at 30 miles an hour down a 50-mile-an-hour road, I'm like, come on mate, go a bit faster. Like you've got 20 more miles an hour before it's like past the speed limit. You can do a bit better than that. But what really annoys me is when people drive that slowly down a road that's got a much higher speed limit at 9 AM in the morning on a weekday. Like believe it or not mate, I've got somewhere to be. I've got to go to work, have a job. If you want to do it, that's fine. If it's a hobby of yours, do it. But do it on a Sunday or a Saturday when I don't have anywhere to be, nobody else really has anywhere to be, and all the other Sunday drivers are out with you. Do it then. Don't do it when I have to be at work. This is made increasingly annoying when you're like, okay, this is a bit of a joke now. We're going down this really long stretch of road. They're going at 20 miles an hour, it's 50-mile-an-hour road. I need to be at work in 5 minutes. So you go to overtake them. There's obviously room for you to overtake them, loads of room, loads of time. So you go to overtake them and then they speed up. They speed up and they look angry at you. And you're like, well now I'm gonna die because it's like you're speeding up, you're going the same speed as me. So I either have to go faster or slow down and go back behind you. So you obviously try and go faster and they speed up more. And you're like, okay, well there's a lorry coming now, so I'm gonna die because you decide now to go at 70 miles an hour when you were going at 20 miles an hour not 10 seconds ago. Explain to me how that works. The final thing about driving that annoys me is people who turn corners or go around roundabouts, busy roundabouts or busy corners when there's other cars there and they don't signal. Believe it or not, there are these things at the side of your steering wheel that you press down or up and then you can signal which way that you're going to go, and it really helps everyone around you. Maybe you should use them so that I don't think you're going left when you're actually going right and I crash into you. Like, maybe that's something to think about. So yeah, that pisses me off too. One of the main things that really gets to me is when people come up to me, people that I don't even really know that well, or family that I haven't seen in ages, or even people that I do know, and they're like, my god, you're tall, aren't you? How tall are you? What's the weather like up there, eh? Fine, thanks. How's the weather down there? How is it down there in the gutter? Like what? When did it become okay for you to point out something that I can't control about myself as if it's something that's abnormal? They don't know whether I'm self-conscious about my height, which funnily enough I am. Like I would like to be a few inches smaller because now I think when people come up to me and say, my god, you're tall, like am I abnormally tall? Like, oh, you kind of made me feel a bit weird now because now I feel like I'm a bit out of place, like that I'm really obviously tall now. I personally would never go up to someone and comment about something that they can't control about themselves, no matter what it was. I might think you're fat, but I don't go, oh god, you're fat, aren't you? How fat are you? Like, what size are you? So when someone points it out, like, wow, you're tall, aren't you? Like, yeah, I am. I'm tall. Like, oh my god, I had no idea that I was before you just told me, but thanks. I do have a lot more points, but I think I'm going to stop the video here because I would just be going on and on and on about all the things that annoy me, and it would be a 45-minute long video. So I think I'll break this up into 2 parts. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see that, and also let me know things that annoy you about other people or situations or anything like that. I hope this video wasn't too like ranty for you. If you'd like to, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, my username is Rosla for both of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!